This is Oi Speaker, its first sort of physical form. Yeah, the last time I was working, basically the last video I did was just working on the software so far and using various peripherals to kind of emulate the behavior of the speaker. So I'll go through all the components I built and how I built it. Yeah, let's go from the start. These are the kind of the components that I got this week. Respeaker XVF3 8000 USB 4 mic array. This is a USB powered mic array for compatible with Raspberry Pi. Has sort of advanced audio processing features for like noise suppression and that kind of thing. So hopefully it's ideal for a speaker project. This is kind of what it's designed for. Let's have a take a look what we get in the box. Some pins. That's what it looks like. Now this is a bit bigger in size than I actually thought it was going to be. So that's going to influence the size of the enclosure. But that's what it looks like, and it's going to use a USB slot on the Raspberry Pi as well. Next thing, this one's inside a bag as well. So this is the speaker itself, 4-inch aluminium cone full driver. It's called the RS108. This is an 8 ohm speaker. I calculated that there should be enough power from the amp for this, and that 8 ohm is the correct one. But let's have a look how it looks inside. So in the meantime, while I was waiting to get these parts, I was thinking about speaker enclosures, but I've not really fully committed to anything yet, just because I wanted to get everything, get it together, and then see actually how big it was. Even though I could have done that based on the measurements alone, but right, and here is the speaker itself, so I don't need the box anymore. This is a full range driver. But it's quite small compared to the speaker array, so that's something to think about. Then the final parts in here should be the amp and a power supply. I got this ones from, I got most of these stuff from the Pi Hut. This is a Hi-Fi Berry Amp 4. The Respeaker mic array also came from Pi Hut. This guy, Dayton Audio RS108, this came from Amazon. I try and not use Amazon, but it was just the most convenient one for that particular component. Okay. So then also, the Hi-Fi Berry comes with a power adapter. This is enough to power the amp and the Raspberry Pi itself, so it has a single power source, which was a key decision, because you don't want to have to be plugging in multiple power sources. So power supply, then we've got the Hi-Fi Berry. Let's get some little plastic things. Then it's in a static proof bag. It's actually sealed. and that is the hi-fi itself. So it's actually a 2-channel. It's got 2 channels and a power supply in. So it's got 1 in, 2 out. It's a stereo amp, but I'm only going to be running it in mono with this for now. But maybe I should have gone stereo. Anyway, so this is a hat that's going to sit on top. This one's going to sit on top as a hat. So I suppose it's time to try and start putting this all together. So I got it connected now. This is the re-speaker connected via USB-C into the Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi does feel very hot. It is a hot day. This has like RGB LEDs, which is kind of cool, and I wonder if I can use them somehow, because I was going to add an LED to it anyway. So we've got that. We've got power supply provided through the amp. Don't know why that's gone red. Let's see if the Pi's on. Raspberry Pi is not on. It's turned off. I think I might have just turned it off by accident. So back to this. I can switch to the Raspberry Pi here. It's just booting, so everything's connected. Except for this guy. So I need some speaker cable, which I actually do have. Alright, so I got it set up. And this is running on a Raspberry Pi. Bit wonky. This is me streaming on the OBS. Right, so it works, that's quite good. First time. Here's the mic. Right, so I've got it playing music. It took me a bit of a while to update Python and stuff on the Raspberry Pi, all the dependencies, because I'd been working on a PC. So that first setup there, I was running everything on the Raspberry Pi. So that's the inference for transcribing, for text to voice, and also for the wake word itself. So it was pretty slow and also quite difficult to use as a result, especially when it's in headless mode. As soon as it starts taking a long time, it feels unresponsive. You kind of get lost in what it's doing. So then I switched it up. What's possible to do is to run a Windows Server instance of the speaker software, and you can connect to that and you can send the audio to the PC. And that ends up being a little bit more responsive, and so you can start to actually use it a bit. Right, so this is it. The full bare setup in headless mode. It's playing audio. The speakers and the mic work. Oi, speaker, continue. Well, it's playing it again. but the interface with the LLM is pretty ropey at the moment. Just been working on some code. Well, I've just been asking Claude to do it to try and improve this. So maybe I'll try and do this. I'm doing the transcribing on PC because it's just so slow on the Raspberry Pi. So I got a bunch of changes from Claude here. I'm going to push them on a branch, which I've called whip response. So I'm going to try and improve the response. But what I added as a feature is that a remote speaker can update itself. So I'm going to see if I can get that to happen and then try out this new code on the device. And if I have that workflow, then I think that's kind of going to be pretty handy. Oi, speaker, can you update yourself on Git to the whip/response branch?
I'll update the speaker software to the whip/response branch now. Could you double check the branch name? It might be spelled differently, or you may need to verify the correct branch name.
Okay, so it was trying. Let's try that again. Oi, speaker. This is proving more difficult than I thought it was going to be. It's things like Alexa now. I really appreciate it, like actually how good it is. At one point, I was pretty like sort of defeated, but I updated the speaker software with some new changes that improved the harness a bit. Playing the radio and some basic things it's quite good at, but when it comes to searching YouTube, it's using YouTube DLP at the moment, and sometimes it gets 403s. So I think maybe I need a different way to deal with that, but it's a little bit like slow to respond, but it's good enough to ask it and to talk to it and to get it to play some music. And I've put it in my bedroom, and so yeah, as it is now in its kind of like rough form, I'm actually able to use it how I want to be able to use it. So I'm going to tweak the software, make it fix any of these sort of issues to make it feel more responsive and more reliable. And then I'm going to start designing a nicer, proper speaker enclosure for it, and do a higher quality finish on that. Oi, speaker, set volume to 45%, please.
Volume's at 45%.
Oi, speaker, play a mix on YouTube on the Mud Show.
Playing Rep to the Life for the Mud Show.